Put this on. Let's get the, believe it or not, there's still part of the old muffler on down there. 10mm socket, there's 2 bolts. Actually, there's 2 nuts on the bolts. I believe the bolts are actually double-ended. I forget what they're called. The other muffler was broken. Hopefully I can put a video of it in here. It's pretty bad off. Took it off a couple of times, taking a look at it, and broke it, and eventually just cut it off so I could run it without too much of a problem. Ran that for a couple of days. That's well, awful. Louder than shit. Let's see if that gasket is there. There it is. That's the important thing you're going to lose. Alright. I haven't gotten a straight answer yet on whether or not that Honda gasket goes into here. I don't quite feel like it goes in there, but I think it fits up in here actually. Yeah, and it makes it flat, so see if I can get it to stick there for a minute. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to hold it while I get this on. Make sure that gasket hasn't moved around. It feels pretty good. Probably going to leave this a little bit loose. I don't want that gasket to come out and turn around and then crush it. But I'm going to leave a little bit of play in there. Alright, so on the back of this bracket, it's going to fit in like this. Back of the bracket, I'm going to loosen this up so I can put this in just the best place. That is going to be, looks like a 12. Let's see. No, it's not a 12. It's not a 14. Well, it's close to a 13. It might be American. Let's see if I... 13 is not going to fuck it up. There it goes. There is, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bolt on the other side there. Not really sure I'm going to hold that while I do that. Maybe I don't need to. No. It's also close to a 13. I don't know if I got a 13 socket and this. That'll be helpful. Not too loose, just enough. I think I'm gonna go that. That makes sense. Alright. These Allen head bolts in. Let me get something that fits in better than this. I'll be right back. I found a hex driver, and I think it's a 1/4 socket. That should get in there. Make that a little easier. Okay, tighten that up too much yet until we get everything together. Tighten that other one up a smidge more than I wanted to. It's nice to have a little play in this part when you get the... I'm trying to put that last bolt in. There it goes. Obviously you want it to ease in. If you're forcing it, you're probably not putting it in straight. There it goes. As much as I can get it with the hand. Then, let's see if I can get this spring on. Spring sort of holds these two parts together. And there was a little hole on the bottom. Snap it on that. And then there's another piece of metal over that way. Might be harder to do it on. Get that out. It's nice and tight. Alright. Okay. And 10mm all the way here. I'm going to put this in so that flattens out the front part. Make sure that's flush up against there and the gasket hasn't got caught in it. Alright. Okay. Kind of like to go back and forth on these, not tighten one a whole lot and then tighten the other one, but kind of go back and forth a little bit. and check the other one. Just makes it easier, and then sometimes too we got parts that'll sit a little bit more clean and flush if you kind of slowly put them on. Alright, so find the hex driver and that quarter socket and tighten this down, because obviously the bracket's can only go in one place, and then we can tighten this bolt down wherever that looks as straight as possible. Got an extension for the 3/8 driver side, but I don't have one for the 1/4 inch, so I sure would make it easier. Then, while I was gone earlier, I found another 13mm socket, or a crescent wrench, box wrench. I fucking forget right now. So, like right there, I'm going to try to get that straight, and wherever that puts this bolt can slide this way a little bit. Go with that. Hopefully the straighter it is, the flusher the connection is. It might not make any difference, but it does. Yeah, it's not tightening my hand. You know what, I think there was a sneaky spot down here. Yep, there it is. Alright. Then I would have recorded that little short piece of exhaust or header. But honestly, you can't even, I've recorded it, you can't even tell how loud it is. It's ridiculous. So I'll try to record this one, but every time I've heard an exhaust in person versus on recording, it'll give you a sense of the note, but there's no way it'll give you an idea of what the volume is like. Alright. Yeah. You know what? Let me redo that. Try to make it a little bit straighter, actually. Okay, like that. That's where I want it. Okay. sure it's good enough. Alright. This was jetted 3875 with the short intake that I run. When I ended up breaking and cutting the muffler off for this, the short intake with this 3875 actually worked. Let's see if it starts up with the 3875 jets. Then I'll take it on a little quick run, see how it goes, and I'll let you know how it works. I doubt it'll be exactly the right, but as long as it doesn't bog, I'll be happy for the next day or two. I'm trying not to give it gas. I'm gonna have to. That's actually really nice. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's not overwhelming. It's not too bubbly. It's got some bass. Alright, I'll take you on a quick run. Be back in 2 minutes. Well, it's awesome. It definitely kind of more purrs than growls, but it's a real nice, solid low note. It's still going to get the neighbor's attention, but it's not going to split the ears. I am ecstatic. It's everything I hoped it would be. The video that MNNTHBX has on YouTube is pretty accurate. I'd say that it doesn't really give you an impression of kind of the rumble, the lower kind of like softness it has. But other than that, it's a pretty good impression. There's really no ringing in your ear. It sort of bubbles a little bit at idle. I'm sure there's a proper word for that. And I don't know if that's I need to retune, or if that's just when you get closer to a straight pipe and you don't have the big muffler system or whatever, if that's just you're going to get that. I love it. It sounds great. I did have to turn up my idle just a smidge. But other than that, it was running good. I definitely feel like it was a smoother transition in power. And I definitely have some more top end compared to the stock muffler, albeit mine was busted. So I can't really give a good comparison on that, but it's beautiful and I love it and I'm super stoked. Thanks, guys.